me being biased because obviously it's our team, but I don't know. He just seems 100% better than when he was at City with what he brings to us. He looks
Yeah,
confident. He looks happy. Um, yeah.
I still want a centre midfielder
Who would you go for?
Elements.
All right, Tielemans, I like the one that you mentioned, Milenkovic Savic, whatever his name is, that plays for Lazio. I
Yeah,
completely forgot about him. That's a good shout. But I just, because Xhaka to me, like, I like Xhaka as a squad player, but I know he's got mistakes in him. So,
mm.
I don't see Milinkovic Savage happening now this late in the window,
yeah.
unless they literally are trying to get everybody out the door that they don't want, so they can free up space and wages.
Mm.
But
Well,
there's
yeah, because
just
I had Maitland-Niles looking at Southampton or Southampton looking at
Yes.
Maitland-Niles,
Yeah. I think it's a loan, isn't it? That one as well.
but obligation to buy, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good deal for Arsenal. I thought he was out of contract next summer, but he's got 2 years to run,
Yeah.
which would be a sensible deal for us. To be fair, he's got no part to play, has he?
It's just a shame, really, because when he sort of first started playing, I really liked him. And then a part of me thinks that we kind of ruined him playing fullback because
Mm.
he's better centre midfielder than fullback. But what can you do?
I still think there's going to be one big signing coming through. I don't know what it is. I've just got this feeling that it's been quiet for a few weeks, and just like with the Vieira deal that come out of nowhere, nobody even knew it was happening.
No.
I think
I've
it'd be
just,
Neto.
I've, I don't know. I've just got this feeling we're going to go and get somebody, somebody big, but
In what position?
probably centre mid
I hope you're right. I think that's
because I think
the
that's
area
the
where we
weak.
lack the most depth.
That's the weak spot, and obviously
Yeah.
not to keep mentioning it, but Party, we don't know what's going on with him.
No.
That
Yeah.
we're not going to know until the window shuts. So I've got a feeling they are. I think they're going to make that marquee signing for centre mid, but I don't know who we're going to get. I just got this feeling that you know Edu's busy, and we're going to get somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody really good. It'll probably
Do
be
you know
like
what?
last few days of the window as well. They'll
I've
go
relaxed
aggressive
about
for
Party.
somebody. Yeah,
I've relaxed about Party.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be playing him if there was something going on. I don't think.
there's
No.
And it's
it's
all gone quiet as well, isn't it? So
it's a bit of a grey area because there's just so much
yeah, I
evidence
don't want to say too
floating
much,
around,
but
but it's difficult to get involved because we're getting a lot of stick for watching Arsenal because he's playing, but
yeah.
that's for
Well,
I
he
feel
wasn't
like as a
wasn't
club,
booed at Bournemouth, was he? Interesting enough.
No.
no,
It's just all gone quiet, and there's literally no case against him from what I've read. And the girl accusing him has disappeared off the face of the earth. Yeah, I mean, obviously, don't want to say too much, but
yeah,
I just think I think we can relax a little bit with it.
Yeah.
And
But
Arsenal are not stupid; they wouldn't be playing anybody that was going to prison or had a
yeah,
case against them.
yeah,
it's a good point. It's just if we were to lose him, I think it would be arguably like one of the biggest losses of the season because he, to me, is like our best midfielder, or at least our best holding midfielder by a country
Yeah,
mile.
I want to see us deploy Ben White there if he's out.
Yeah, you said it before, isn't it? And I don't think that's a
Yeah,
bad shout because he played there for
I think
Brighton as well.
yeah,
So
very comfortable on the ball, quite quick, anticipation and reading of the games. Very good as well. I think it would suit him. It would be a good position for him.
he's
yeah,
really impressed me actually going forward, playing as the right back. Some of the crosses that he's putting in have been really good, really dangerous. So we're seeing a different type of player with Ben White. So obviously Saliba's going to keep his place, and we need that extra bit of defensive, like that solid defender, as well as the creativity. I think it would be good to see him there, even if Arteta just tries it in maybe one of the cup games. Give some of the young ones a chance around him. I think it'd be really interesting. But for Arteta to playing him as right back, he's obviously seen something in training. Since probably some of what we're seeing on the field.
Do you think
yeah.
handing El Neni a new contract's hampered us now in the market? Like we won't buy somebody for the sake of it because we've got numbers.
Um,
Because I like El Neni, and I think he'd come in and do a fantastic job in the Europa League group stage and early rounds of the cup. And even if you rested Party against Fulham and played on, then you don't lose much for a game or two.
And there's still
I think-
Sandy as well. I know obviously he's not going to get much Premier League time, but I can see him getting Europa and
I don't see it working out for him at Arsenal. I think his pathway's blocked.
Well, that's why we only gave him a year, I think, isn't it? He's only got like a year extension. I think he's
A year of
signed
option, and then he's got, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that one of the only reasons why he signed the contract was because he came in at the end of last season when Partey was injured and he was playing consistently. But yeah, like you say, but Partey would always start ahead of him. So,
but like in cup games, we might see Sambi or out any. But I still remember last season when he came in and he was playing. You could see what he's still only young. For me, I think he's if he gets his head down, he focuses and he learns and he gels with the team. Because when I watched it in the documentary, there was a scene. I don't know if you guys remember it, but there was sat around. There was Eddie, Smith Rowe, Sambi. I can't remember who the other player was, but somebody made a comment and said, what's up? And he was being a bit miserable. And then he basically said, you were happy and you was always smiling. He was like, yeah, but I was playing. And I think Eddie basically said to him, you're not the only one. You're not the only one that's not playing. We've all got to take our opportunities.
Yeah.
And if you look at what Eddie did, he wasn't getting his opportunities. He wasn't actually sure we was going to keep him. He got his opportunities and he took them. Chelsea's a prime example. Everything he touched was, every shot he had was on target, resulted in a goal. So it just depends if he's got that mentality. Does he actually want to play for Arsenal? Does he want to become that, that top player, that number one in that, in his position? But that's down to him. But I do think he's got potential. I think all the young ones that we've brought in have got potential, but it's down to them, isn't it? It's down to if they actually want to put that work in and have got that mentality as well. Because you're going to need that mentality with where Arteta wants to take the squad. You can see he wants to compete for everything. You've got to be the best of the best, and if you're not, we've seen it happen. They'll be shifted on. So.
Yeah, I think you're right with one big signing, but I think it'll be a wide player.
Yeah,
they'd be wise to maybe sign another midfielder on loan if there's one available. But
just depends who's out there.
Yeah, I'd probably take Ceballos on loan for depth. He's not the worst player in the world. He can play deeper and further forward as well. He knows the club, adds more options. I thought he was much better than he gets credit for at Arsenal. A lot of our fans thought we'd signed this swashbuckling number 10 that was going to get 10 goals and 15 assists, and he's not that player.
No, I liked him. I did like him. I just found him a bit inconsistent. That's the only thing.
He's probably surplus the requirements at Madrid with the signings they've made.
We
could get him in fairly cheap and then spend the budget, because we definitely need another player that can play centre forward.
Yeah, because we've only got
and I
two,
think they'll
really.
prioritise it. Yeah, and if Jesus drops out, as good as Nketiah did at the end of last year, I don't want him in the team for 10, 15 games.
No, I know what you mean, because I didn't actually want him to get a new contract, to be honest, because I know he finished well last season, but I don't rate him as highly as other Arsenal fans do. But
no, it worries me. He's improved, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
His all-round game's got better. I think he'll score 10 to 15 this year, but the majority will be in the cups. And that's a good contribution to the squad. But I suppose Martinelli,
it's just there's a massive
drop
off. Yeah, it's just a massive drop off in it. If we lose Jesus, then we sort of lose him,
like
a main player.
If you brought in Zaha, for example, to the squad, he can play centre forward. He does it a lot. He's played centre forward the last 2 weeks, I think, for Palace. Got 3 goals and an assist.
It's that experience as well that he brings.
Yeah, you'd choose Zaha to play up front in Jesus' absence over Nketiah.
Yeah.
And that's why I would prefer him over Neto. I just don't think Neto can do the centre forward job.
Wolves can't score at the moment, so
no, exactly.
Says that one, yeah.
maybe down to the style they play. He is very good, Neto.
Yeah, no, don't get me
I
wrong.
mean, if he
I
turned
like
up at
him.
Arsenal, I'd be happy. But maybe Martinelli's the third choice striker. Maybe they see him as that. I don't know.
Well, there was
That's
talk,
what I was
wasn't it,
thinking.
a few months ago that Martinelli was going to be sort of deployed as the central forward. That's what they were trying and training, but that's never really happened. So
I think he's too dangerous on the left to put him as a centre forward. He does that. He gives that much trouble down the left, and that link up with Zinchenko looks really good as well. But I think if we had to, then we could. But I think his best position where he causes most damage is down on the left, because he goes through defenders. It's just the pace. You can't get near him. But,
Yeah, in an ideal world, you wouldn't take him out from the left, would you, at the moment?
no.
But it's actually good that we've got all this. We've got this depth. We've got the versatility of the players. They can play multiple positions, and I think that's what Arteta wants. If we do get an injury, there is somebody as good as, or at least good enough.
Our depth is criminally underrated. It's ridiculously good. Our depth. We even on the people that weren't on the bench at Bournemouth. No Pepe, no Maitland-Niles, no Bellerin. These are all international footballers.
Yep.
They weren't part of the squad. There's 9 subs on the bench now. All of them internationals. Looking to bring in Zaha or Neto or maybe another midfielder, Tillemans. I think will probably arrive, Tillemans, if you can get the price right. It's ridiculously good. Well, I looked at City's bench, and I don't know if they got many injuries. There was 5 kids on there against Newcastle.
That's one of the interesting things about City, because they've sold Jesus, because they've sold Zinchenko, obviously Ferran Torres, I think, went in January, but their depth this year is the one thing that's lacking. And I mean, go back to Arsenal, you compare it to the end of last season when we literally had a first 11 and that was it, and Pepe off the bench towards the end of the season because of injuries and things. It's like a completely different world now. We have quality off the bench that we can bring on.
Absolutely,
as well.
I don't see how these so-called professional pundits don't recognise that. All right, yes, City's 11 or 12, 13, 14 are better than ours. But there's a massive drop-off for them. There isn't for us. Look at Liverpool's drop-off when they have to rotate 3 or 4. There's a massive drop-off. Chelsea haven't got the depth, which they're struggling. United certainly haven't. Us and Spurs have to a degree, but with lesser talent to work with, if you like.
Yeah.
And with us being in the Europa League, I fully expect us to change all 11 players every Thursday night.
I completely agree.
Our first team.
Yeah.
And coast through the group stage.
Yeah, at least for the group stages, it'll be like that. And like when people start saying, "Oh, they're going to have European football this season," though, so they might struggle more than we did last year. Look at the depth, as you're saying. We can literally change every single position, at least during the group stage. Group stage draw tomorrow as well. Isn't it? That'll be interesting. So
you don't lose loads of quality doing it, do you? Do you worry if Cedric plays? Do you worry if Holding and Ben White were centre half at home in the Europa League, or if Turney played instead of Zinchenko?
Not at all.
Smith Rowe coming into the team doesn't weaken it. Vieira, we hope, wouldn't weaken it too much.
I'm quite excited to see him. I wonder if he'll sort of be one of like the first 11 in the Premier League when he gets up to full speed. But
it's hard, isn't it, to displace Saka?
Is that his position as well? Is that where he's going to be playing?
He played off the right a lot for Porto.
Fair enough.
But he can play centrally as well. It's just another option that fill 2 or 3 places with good quality.
You've
got great depth.
The other thing about the depth as well is that if a player's not performing, there's no pressure on Arteta to keep playing him because he hasn't got anybody else. If you're not playing, you'll be hooked. And that's good. It's obviously competition. It's good to have. And if a player's not playing, you hook them off, you get somebody else on.
Mm-hmm.
And even, we've seen Arteta do it with Tavares. He took him off. Obviously, he wasn't happy about it. Took him off, put somebody else on. And I think that's only going to be a bonus for us. But this is the first time in, I don't know how long, we've actually got a squad, like a full squad. And it is exciting. We should be excited about it.
You could argue our first choice fullbacks are on the bench at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the point I was going to make. But it's a question that I sort of asked in the podcast that I did with my brother the other day. But for you two, do you think this is the best Arsenal team of the Emirates era?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
As a whole team, yeah.
Yeah.
2007-8, where was it for me?
Oh yeah, because we were in a title race up until Eduardo broke his leg, wasn't it?
That squad was strong as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, apart from that, maybe. Oh, no, I'm not going to go there actually because Leicester won the league. We had a decent team, but
Well, we should have won the league that season, but Giroud stopped scoring.
Yeah, that's hard to answer.
No, but because to me, the way I looked at it is we've had like good individuals while we've been at the Emirates. For example, Fabregas, Van Persie, Sanchez, Cazorla, Özil. But to me, this is, it's the most excited I've been for as long as I can remember. So I'd probably say that it is the best team that I've seen at the Emirates.
As a team, as
best
a team,
squad, definitely
top to bottom and bench. I think as the whole squad in the Emirates era, I would say, yeah. But like you say, we've had some really good individuals, Sanchez, Ozil, Van Persie, but that's the way that Arsenal have always been. They've always had that 1-2 really good players that then go and leave, and then it's like, okay, we haven't got anybody to replace them. But this is an actual team, and it's only going to get better. I think it's a good team now, but 2, 3, 4 seasons, if we keep the same players that we've got, just add like the quality, I think it's got potential to be the best team. But we'd have to obviously win something. You can't just have a team that plays well. And I do think we will win something. I think it was Paul Orsorti the other day. I think 2024, 25 will win the Premier League if we keep progressing, if we keep adding quality, because City and Liverpool are going to drop off. They're going to have players that will retire.
Yeah.
Or they'll be, too old to, well, not to function, but they'll be, much older, whereas our players will be kind of approaching their prime. And if they're this good now, it's kind of scary to think how good they will be. Obviously, we've got to retain them. They've got to improve. We've got to get more quality in.
Yeah.
Will we be able to keep Arteta? That's another thing, because if he does really well, other teams might come in and he might fancy another challenge. So it depends on a lot of things, but I think I do have a feeling like 24, 25 will at least challenge for it. So
yeah,
I think we'll challenge for it this year.
Oh, we've gone big with that call.
I think there's the rounded squad compared to other people's.
Yeah, I don't want to get
and the fact that we should be able to be fresh in our league games because of the Europa League.
Yeah,
gives us an advantage. City, for example, aren't going away in the Champions League on a Wednesday and then playing full strength on Saturday. They're just not going to be able to do it. It's too many games condensed into it.
That's why they haven't got the depth.
Liverpool already struggling with it. Chelsea are struggling with it. United, if they add 2 or 3, will be in the same boat as us. They'll be able to rotate on a Thursday and play full strength in the league, and they'll catch up. I'm sure of it. I don't think we'll win the league. Don't get me wrong, but I think we'll be in the conversation come March, April.
I think third is a good finish.
I think second's up for grabs this season.
Yeah, which is
I'm not impressed with Liverpool. I look at their team and I think it's just stale. They've not refreshed it enough. Their players that were literally dragging them along are not performing. I just think that it's up for grabs. If you'd asked me that 2 weeks ago, I'd have said you're crazy. But
yeah,
there's something fundamentally wrong there.
They have got a lot of injuries as well, obviously, but they needed a central midfielder and they haven't signed one. And when you've got James Milner, I like James Milner. Don't get me wrong, like you said in this podcast earlier, like really good professional, but he's 36 years old and he's starting against Manchester United at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
don't expect that.
No, it's not.
It's always the same players injured with them though. They don't learn the lessons.
No,
Matip's always injured, but they've not replaced him. They bought Kanate, who was constantly injured at Leipzig.
I think it's the
injured again.
That they play with, because they're very aggressive. They're on the go, like from minute 1 to minute 97. If they're playing.
Thiago's injured again. It's the same people. They've only got themselves to blame.
I think they're in a
That's-
bit of a dangerous position because obviously they want Bellingham. Klopp spoke about Bellingham, but if they don't do well this season
Someone
and
else again.
they finish outside the top four, somebody else will go in and get Bellingham at a cut
City,
price.
City will sign him to replace Bernardo Silva.
Yeah,
It's
Good
already
shout.
written in the stars. It's so obvious that that's going to happen.
yeah.
Liverpool, I think they're going to have to pay 85 million for him. They just won't do it.
Would you do it?
Unless
Would you do it?
I-
if you were,
I would do it
Yeah.
if Arsenal had the money.
I would as well.
I would
Likewise.
absolutely do it.
Yeah.
He's a statement signing. He's one of the 3 centre midfielders I would go and buy.
Maybe he's the
Him,
one that.
Savic or Tonali.
Maybe he's the one that
PC.
I've got this feeling about. This feeling in my bones. Maybe it's going to be Bellingham. We'll probably have a heart attack at the same time it was announced. But
You're a Birmingham lad. Have you seen him live? Did you ever go to watch him at Birmingham?
no, never went to watch him, but I did see him. Just through watching sport. See him playing. I know his brother's there. I actually met him a few months back. I was just it was my first day at my new job a few months back. Since left that job, that's another story. And I was walking through the other side of the ball ring, and he was there. And I don't notice anything. I literally do not notice anything. And all of a sudden, so like a few people was, oh my god. So I went over to him, got a picture with him. Didn't say anything to him. Too scared to say anything to him. My missus asked if I could have a picture with him. Took a picture with him. Somebody else wished him well, and I was probably shaky for about 10 minutes after. And then I was telling all my mates, I was like, "Did you tell him to sign for Arsenal?" I was like, "Oh, why did you not tell him? Why didn't I tell him?"
Tell him next time.
Yeah.
If there is one. But yeah, I think he's a top player, a top player, and obviously he's young as well, English. I think he'd be great, but like you said, I don't think he's, especially with at the moment, I don't think we'd be able to get him because of price, and we can't offer him that.
I think next year he's got next summer he's got a release clause of 70 odd million, I believe, which is what Liverpool are waiting for.
Yeah.
But that just opens up the avenues for other clubs as well, unless they've already got some sort of agreement in place with him. But I'm not sure he's that silly to commit to that now.
No, I don't think so. I think he knows. Obviously, he's good. He knows that a lot of clubs are going to be after him. I think that's just going to motivate him to have a really good season, and then he'll choose that the team to go to. But obviously, City can offer him a better wage. I know Liverpool have got their wage structure, and they'll tweak it a little bit for top players. But I don't know. I just feel like if they do happen to miss out on Champions League football, it's going to be very difficult, especially if you're offering a lower wage than others, unless he actually really, really wants to play for Liverpool. They might get Champions League, it might be a different story, but I feel like they're in a bit of a dangerous position because they've got a really good team, but the difference is we're obviously bringing in the youth, we're getting them ready, we're building on that, whereas City will just splash money anyway, but I feel like Liverpool, they have to bring those players in and grow them and really look at this Liverpool squad and last season's squad and think, do I actually want to be part of that? I know it's obviously a big statement to make because he's still Liverpool now, still a top team, but I just feel like they're in a dangerous position if they do finish outside the top four because they haven't got the finances and they're not willing to spend to have that high wage or pay over the odds, which is obviously what we're seeing now. They won't make that bid for him. But
so I'm just looking on Sky Bet at some odds for us to win the league. Yeah,
I think we're behind Liverpool, aren't we? 10-1, is it?
We're 11-1 on Sky Bet, joint with Tottenham, third favourites. Chelsea are fourth favourites with 22-1. United are 50-1. Anyone want to guess what the next team is? You'll never guess this.
Newcastle?
Nope. I don't know. This must be a glitch. Nope. Well, Brighton are joined with them, to be fair, and Newcastle. There's 3 teams with the same odds.
Brentford.
Everton?
No. Nope.
Villa.
Nope.
I want to say West Ham.
No,
Fulham,
no. We've just beaten them.
Forest. Oh no,
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
What?
That is definitely a glitch.
It's
I'd-
got to be a glitch, but they are,
I'd have put
according
Palace.
to Sky Bet, the 7th favourites for the Premier League.
That's
150
mad.
to 1. It must be a glitch.
It's got to be.
Must be. Because Wolves
and-
are bottom on 1,000 to 1.
Yeah.
That must be wrong, but I don't know how you'd get that.
I mean,
But yeah,
they
they are currently 7th favourites for the Premier League.
They should be odds for them to stay up, to be honest.
Somebody's
It's
put
mad,
it in
isn't
the
it?
wrong category. They're getting sacked in the morning.
Yep.
We are favourites for the Europa League.
That's
5 to 1.
interesting.
Yeah.
We was, considering at the start of the season, I always put a bet on Arsenal to win the league. I put a tenner on us, put 40 to 1. We're now 11 to 1. I've
You could've
doubled
just-
the money. If I want to cash out, I could double my money and more at the moment.
You could have just give that to me. I would have kept it safe for you.
Well, I'm hoping, like I say, that we're in the fight and I got a tidy cash out towards the end of the
Yeah.
season.
No, I think I don't know. I don't want to get excited. I really don't want to get excited because every time I get excited, things just literally
Yeah,
go
you
tits
do.
up. But I get excited about Champions League when the shirts come out. So I'm going to get the Champions League spot, like patch on my shirt. It's been too long. I had Europa with Aubameyang a few seasons back. I was just like, right, I was getting really overexcited, and then we all know where that played out, and it was just like I can't keep building myself up just to, just for them to knock me down. But I'd love to win the league. I'd love to be up there with the top, top 2, 3, like really battling it out, especially with the, a team like Man City, if that is the team.
It's because we judge ourselves on previous failings, but
Yeah.
it's not the same team. It's not the same aura. There's no reason not to be in the fight with City. Yeah, they're a bit better side than us, but we have an advantage in the fact that we can rotate more.
I want to see where we are after we played Spurs, Liverpool, and City at home. Those 3 home games, October, November, and see where we are after that. If we manage to get 5 points out of those games, I'd expect a win against Spurs and a draw against Liverpool and City. Literally not losing. That's all we'd have to do is not lose at home. I'd probably start to get a little bit excited simply because Liverpool have already dropped points, City have already dropped points. I know there's loads of games between then, but I don't know. I don't want to get excited until we've played those games, until we've got United, Spurs, Liverpool, and City out of the way. But based on what we're seeing, it's as with everything, it's in our hands, isn't it? It's a long season. Anything can happen. Obviously got January window as well. What was the top window?
Also going to be interesting with the World Cup this year because it's just a different dynamic in terms of the season just stops in November and then comes back December. So, yeah.
With that, there's injuries. There's obviously, players needing a rest.
Exactly.
It's going to be a long season, but this is the most excited I've been for a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited to seeing them play. I'm going into Saturday thinking we're going to win.
Exactly.
Going into Wednesday night thinking we're going to win.
And it just makes you excited to, like, at the end of each game, it's like, oh, when are we playing next? Because you can't wait for it to go and watch the Arsenal again. And that's not a feeling that I've had as an Arsenal fan for a long, long time. So,
do you know what? I did something last week that I haven't done for, I'm going to say, at least 10 years.
You wet the bed, did you?
Hey, did you know? No.
Sorry.
I watched the game again on Sunday. Was it Sunday morning? Literally put it on, watched it again. Watched the first half again. And I just couldn't. Like, just watching them play, literally, I get goosebumps and everything. I just feel so much for the team. It's ridiculous. But just watching them again, my wife's had enough of me by this point. I was just like, look at this, Lauren, look at this. She was like, I watched it, yes. I watched it yesterday. I was like, no, you need to watch it again. And got, really, really excited just watching, the team play. I haven't done that for such a long time, but like you say, we're looking forward to the next game. We want to see more. And I think I literally can't wait for Saturday. The first home game of the season against Leicester, my watch was pinging. My heart rate was over 140 for 20 minutes while I was sat down. I had to go out and get a drink. And obviously, I know it was a hot day. I had to go out and get a drink. I missed the first goal. Literally missed Gabby's first goal. Obviously, saw it on the screen. I was facing the other way as well. I literally thought I was having a heart attack. not felt that about an Arsenal game for such a long time. And I think, they deserve a lot of credit for what they're doing. The fans really are. We can see it with the ticket sales. Ticket sales are getting ridiculous.
Even the sales of the shirts as well, because I know the away shirt has been out of stock at the Arsenal shop for God knows how long. So ever since it came out, pretty much.
Well, I ordered the pink one.
Nice though, isn't it?
2 weeks later, still hadn't come. I had to cancel it.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper shirt, Ramsdale on the back, still hasn't come.
It's mad, isn't it?
I went into a place the other day and there was a chap in there, always got an Arsenal shirt on. If I'm not at work, always got an Arsenal shirt on. Obviously a different one, I don't smell. I went in there and he was like, he was
you say that, Adam. What did your missus buy you?
I forgot about that. Yeah, she did say a smile. But it also was a nice thing to do. But I went in there with my shirt on and he was like, it's a really nice shirt. I'm still waiting for mine to come. So I think, a lot of people are having the same issue, but it's such a nice shirt as well. And I think now that the club have invested, the fans actually feel like their money's going towards something.
Exactly.
So they're willing to invest it. It's an Adidas as well. Literally every single kit has been spot on.
Yep.
I just hope
especially for us,
releasing some like really trash ones because I can't keep affording to spend like 400 or 500 quid on shirts for the season.
I heard something about the kits. My friend of mine sports Leeds, and they haven't released their home shirt yet because of the demand for the top clubs on their kits. But I'm sure I read somewhere as well that a ship had sunk with a load of shirts on it or something like that, something ridiculous like that, so a lot of clubs have missed out.
I didn't know that.
There's loads of clubs that haven't yet released their kits because of some stupid disaster somewhere.
I mean, it makes sense because I know, like you say, Leicester only released their away kit yesterday. Usually to me, it's always been that clubs always release all of their kits before a ball's been kicked. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad.
What do we think? What do we think of the kits this season? Actually, just on another note, my sister sent me a link yesterday. A United fan received a United home shirt with an Arsenal button on it. Had Arsenal 1886 on it.
I love it.
What do you think of other teams' kits this season? I think the United third one, is it the green one, is just absolutely foul.
Yeah,
it looks like clown suit, isn't it? Clown suit, clown.
Just horrible.
The Leeds home shirt is really nice.
What do you think of the Leeds away?
Horrible.
Yeah, I thought you said I don't mind the Leeds away. I don't like the United third one. I quite like the Leeds away, but the United third one is disgusting.
I'm just
absolutely disgusting. Leicester's kits are okay.
Oh no, that's foul. that tie-dye kind of.
That's exactly what my brother said.
I'm sorry.
That's exactly what my brother said.
It looks like that. You know that penicillin you used to have as a kid. It's that banana. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. That's giving me PTSD.
Palace's kit's quite nice.
I was going to say,
I like that.
I quite like Palace's kits. Yeah.
I wasn't sure at first. It looked like my nephew just like scribbled on a thingy.
Yeah,
but it is quite nice. It's quite a nice kit.
But nothing beats ours. We got the three nicest kits again.
Yeah,
especially the away one. Oh
yeah,
the away
I love the pink one. To be fair, the pink one's really grown on me.
Yep.
And the red, I wasn't sure about the home one. I'm not a collar fan of football shirts.
To be honest,
it has grown on me. It does look nice.
That's the only thing for me is the collar on it, because I'm not the slimmest of people, and it curls up. So,
well, I'd probably say that the home one is the worst out of the three, but they're all still lovely. So.
Yeah, I do like the home one. I do like it. I think got so used to not having the collar, and obviously the cross, the cross, like the V-neck.
Yeah.
That's quite nice. Like the pink one, obviously got that design on it. But yeah, I think it's a nice shirt. But I think if we didn't have the collar, it wouldn't be as nice. So it's one of those, isn't it? We could have United's collar, which is just disgusting. That looks like something from the 80s. I think it is meant to replicate something from the 80s or 90s, isn't it?
Well, especially with like
do that a lot, don't they?
Yeah, and like the sort of the square they put around the badge as well. It's almost like a hark back to the late 90s United kits, I think.
Yeah, they're trying to bring a bit of nostalgia back, aren't they? Because they've been woeful just recently.
All they've got at the moment is nostalgia, I think.
But what do you think of the cannon as well, replacing the crest on the kits? Obviously we had the yellow one last season.
I like it.
The black one. I really like it as well.
I'm not overly fussed about our badge. I don't think it's anything spectacular, so I quite like that.
Likewise, but I have seen like a lot of sort of Arsenal fan groups saying the cannon's the wrong way round. But to me, I like the cannon as whatever way round it is. I think it's quite nice. Yeah.
I think
I don't think it can't point inwards on the shirt, can it? It look weird.
Yeah.
I think there was something about trademark as well. I remember reading about it that the cannon faced one way originally, and then they couldn't trademark it, so they had to turn it the other way and then trademark it, which is why on earlier shirts it's faced one way and on now it's the other way. It's all to do with trademark and copyright.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter which way it faces. We know it's Arsenal.
Exactly.
Belongs to us. So I've also seen as well, talking about crests, that the club have refurbished the crests on the stadium. Saw a picture earlier and they look really smart.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that Saturday. Actually,
they were all flaking and way overdue.
Just the whole outside of the stadium needed like a paint job, really, didn't it? It just needed to be updated. So
yeah.
What do you two make of the FFP stuff?
It's just another distraction.
Are you worried or
no?
No,
not at all. We've abided by it for however long. Literally, Barcelona are getting away with murder. They're focusing on them. We spent a lot of money over the last couple of seasons, but how much money didn't we spend? What about all that money that we generated? Didn't spend. We sold players.
I'm fairly sure. Obviously, it's all structured payments anyway, so it's not in immediate outgoings. Fairly sure a lot of it would have come out of cash reserves, which we had an abundance of.
It's just clickbait, and it's just trying to get people to focus negatively on us because we're feeling positive, because we're top of the league. They did this with when we were due to play Liverpool last season, and they come out about the Xhaka yellow card. Have you heard anything about it since? That there was some
betting on himself or something.
Betting. Yeah. I don't think it was actually even him. It was just like a bet was placed and it was suspicious, and actually released the detail right before a massive game. You'll notice, I'm sure you'll both notice, every time we play a big game or we're doing well, some news comes out, some random crap comes out, and it's just distraction. It's just distraction to put us in a negative light.
Yeah,
they can't stand when we're doing well.
It goes back to there's an agenda against us, and some people might say it's crazy, but when you've been an Arsenal fan, you see various bits and pieces in the media, you think, someone just doesn't want to see us do well.
Yeah, it's not just a coincidence. It's always before a big game. If you look, there's no news about Arsenal until we're about to play a big game, until we're playing well. I'll bet you before we play Spurs, something will come up.
Yep.
Something will come up in like the days leading to it. It'll be a distraction. They'll put something out, like people will be talking about it. So I'll just say let them get on with it, because we're, like Paul said earlier on, we're moving in silence, and they'll notice us one way or the other. And if they don't, I don't really care. As long as the team keep performing, as long as we're doing well, I don't care what everybody else does. I don't care about any bets.
Exactly.
I don't care about financial fair play. That's down to lawyers and all them. And as long as the team's on Saturday and on Wednesday and on Sunday, I don't care about anything else.
I have to be honest though, when it come out, I did think to myself, is this us drip feeding stuff into the media as an excuse not to buy anyone else?
I don't think so. I think
because I don't think any deals are close. So it's not like we're on the cusp of signing someone either, you know.
No, but I mean, I heard the other day that we concentrate on outgoings before incomings. But when Arteta has consistently said in every interview, whether he's just saying that because that's what every manager says, but he still wants one or two more to come in, and the club are looking at doing one or two more. I don't know. I just feel like inclined to believe him, but
I feel like we're going to be aggressive in the last few days. I know we haven't got long left, but I feel like Arsenal are going to go to the clubs that they want the players for, like Leicester, if we still want Tillemans. But I think they're going to go and they're going to say, right, there's 25 million, take it a bit, and that'll be it. And I think was it Edu? Edu said a couple of seasons back when Arsenal come knocking, it's a different kind of knock. And I think they will say the money's there, we'll pay this, we're happy to pay this, work out bonuses, everything else. And they'll say, literally take it or leave it. And then it'll be down to the clubs to say, well, are we going to lose this player for free, or we're going to take the offer that we've got? Are we going to get a better offer? Because it's quite clear that Arsenal aren't going to budge. I think they did the same with Vlahovic. They were happy to pay what they were going to pay, but they're not interested in getting into like a bidding war with anybody. I think they'll pay it. I think they'll pay what they have to pay, but I don't think they'll get ripped off. And I think the position we're in is we've got a good enough squad to get through the season already, so we're not in a position where any clubs can kind of take advantage of that.
Exactly. We did
enter the players to push that move, and I think if we do go for Zaha, it's only got a year. Is it a year left? It's got.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, a year left. Yeah, and that's why I think they're realistic targets. You could get both of them in for less than 60 million.
Which is ridiculous.
And massive improvement to the squad. You got no real desire from the manager to play Pepe, but I'm sure Zaha would get plenty of times and be trusted. And Tillemans, if he come in, is a better choice than Lokonga to fee. So we improve massively for a modest fee.
If we did get Zaha and Tillemans, I don't think we'd do much business in January. I think it'd be outgoings.
But we've never done much business in January, though, really, have we? We've never been a club to do that. So
well, I don't think we'd need to. So I think if they go aggressive now and do it, it just they'll save the time in January. They'll just build the squad up and use that time. But
I see someone say, I think even from the club, if you're in the market in January, you haven't had a good summer.
Yeah, I quite like that.
I think it was actually who's the guy that does the contract? Richard Garlick. He said it in the
documentary,
and
yeah.
I know they tried to get Vlahovic, but I don't think they obviously foresee what the Aubameyang situation was going to be. So you can forgive that.
Yeah.
By the way, Vlahovic's having a stinker at Juventus.
Well,
I was reading about him earlier. It ain't working. I bet he regrets that decision now.
Well, I've just seen various bits and pieces on social media as well saying that Juventus under Allegri again have sort of gone back to playing like utter dross, like really poor football. So it's quite interesting to see. Exactly.
We're doing better, and I think if we had got him, we probably wouldn't have got the other players that we've now got. So
100%.
It is, it is what it is. Sometimes you've got to suffer a little bit, like Arteta does. He says a lot. You hear him saying it. You have to suffer to, get through. And I think we're in a much better position now than we would have been if we'd have got him, or if we'd have kept, or even if we'd have kept Aubameyang. So we just relied on him. There wasn't really a need to get anybody else. I'm feeling positive. I do still think we'll get a top player, at least one. But I think Tillemans and Zaha would be a really good window with everything else that we've brought in, and the young players that we've got coming through as well, because they're going to want opportunities. We want to keep bringing through the Saka and Smith Rowe. So
what would you guys take then, as Zaha and Tillemans for 60 million, or a top bracket player for 60 million?
Top bracket player for 60 million, so long as it's a central midfielder. I think I keep banging on about it, but
yeah.
I think I'd take the two. just because it's more depth. If we were to get an injury to Martinelli, obviously you've got Zaha. If you lose Partey, or Xhaka, you've got, and they're Premier League proven as well. You can go out and just like with Vlahovic, you can go out, you can spend 60, 70 million on a player. There's no guarantee they're going to come in and they're going to perform to the same level unless they're already in the Premier League. But again, you never know what you're going to get. But I think with those two, I think they'd fit Arsenal very well.
Tell me about Tielemans. I don't really know anything about Tielemans. Is he better than Xhaka?
I think they're completely different types of players. Personally, I think they're completely different types of players. I think Tielemans is very good going forward. He can hit a ball. I mean, I know Xhaka can as well, but I feel like he's got more chance of scoring. I feel like he fits us as a team. Obviously, he's still young. He can just switch it on as well. Like the quality, he can just switch it on.
Yeah.
He can. I know when we played Leicester, not the last game, the game before, we were turning him inside out. But obviously, that's just one game. But he scored some crackers. I think he's good with holding the ball up, getting the ball and driving forward, a kind of turnover in the middle. But I feel like Xhaka's a different kind of player in that he's very aggressive. And I think sometimes you need that, especially in the big games like Spurs. Not too aggressive that he gets sent off, but I just feel like he's more aggressive. They are completely different types of players. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I echo what you say on Tielemans. The only concerns, I mean, I want us to sign him, I should say that, but the only concerns I'd have about him are that there's been questions over his work rate, and he has been prone to the odd mistake over the years. But then I guess we've got used to that with Xhaka. So
yeah, I just felt like they're completely different players, and it'd be a good option to have depending on
100%.
playing. What do you need a Xhaka or do you need a Tielemans? Because it's two different, like completely different players, and sometimes you need a Xhaka. Sometimes it's a good option to have, I think.
Well, fundamentally, it's already been said, but he's better than Sambi Lokonga, and that's sort of where like the rotation area aspect comes into it. So
definitely an upgrade on what we've already got.
Yeah,
and I think for 25, I think that's, if we do get him for 25, I think that's a really good a really good price. And the same with Zaha as well. We can get him in for about 30, around the 30 mark. I think it's a different type of player, isn't it? Somebody proven. He's older, which means other younger players could learn from him. He'd bring a lot of quality. It just depends on what the club want.
Yeah,
they might go out and get a player like Tomiyasu, who none of us really knew. Well, none of us did know who he was. Let's be honest. He come in and we were like, "Oh God, who's this? This is not what we need." And then he was literally electric.
Yeah.
I think he's because of his injury, he's been quite underrated for the player that we brought in. But I think he's a top player. He's going to be really really good for us.
Well, I think that whole transfer window was kind of underrated because I mean I even said it myself that we signed Ramsdale and Ben White, and I was raising my eyebrows like I didn't rate them that much, but they kind of proved me wrong.
Yeah.
So
Ramsdale definitely.
100% him.
I was nervous, especially letting Martinez go for 20. Was it 20 million? Just short of 20 million. And then obviously he'd done well. I was a fan. He kept us going, and then Ramsdale coming in for 35, and it was like, well, what the bloody hell are we doing?
Yeah.
But they saw something, and I think we're all seeing it now. He's a character. His saves are just unbelievable. As long as he keeps that up, and I think he's still he's 24, is it?
23 or 24, yeah, and his distribution as well.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was watching that video that my wife took from the Leicester game where he pinged it out to Gabby, and literally he was key for that move happening. But
Yeah.
that pass out, it was obviously went over. I think it went over Saka, was it, to Gabby?
Yeah.
And then just the play after that was just. But for him to, I mean, if you look, the ball come back to him from Saliba, because I think the own goal had happened before that, and Saliba wasn't heading anything back. He wasn't underpassing anything. He was double checking that Ramsdale was where he needed to be before actually, making that that pass. And he didn't even look. He literally just swung the ball. He knows where the player is, and it's. I think he's underrated because it's Arsenal. I think he's underrated because of his history with other clubs. But people forget that a team's 11, not just one. Okay,
Exactly.
he concedes the goal, but if you've got a woeful defense in front of you, look at us with Czech. He's a class goalkeeper, proven class goalkeeper, but with the defense he had in front of him, you can't really say he was anywhere near what he could have been with us because of what he had in front of him. So I really like him. I still feel like 35 is a lot considering we only got 24 Emmy, but obviously it is what it is.
He's going to keep improving though as well. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
and he will make mistakes just because of. I mean, we've waxed lyrical about his distribution, but there will be times that he gives the ball away, etc. But it's just sort of sticking with him through that.
And I think when he makes the mistakes as well, the fans need to do what they did for Saliba.
Yeah,
he makes that mistake, get behind him, because his confidence, he's already confident. You can see that, but his confidence would just. He won't be scared to do something because he knows if he does, the fans are still going to get behind him.
Exactly. I think they will though, because the fans, like I said before, they're so united behind this team that it's just like so much positivity. And from where we have been, where it's been the complete opposite, it's just a lovely change. So.
No, it was good to see that. It was good to actually witness that he made a mistake, and straight away, the fans were cheering him every time he was on the ball. And then obviously next game he goes and scores that goal, which was absolutely ridiculous. What a goal that was. And he's just gonna get like better and better.
Need to sign into a new contract.
I think he will.
Yeah, him
when
and
it's done.
They'll probably announce it at the end, won't they?
I think it's done as soon as the transfer window's done.
Yeah,
good.
Hopefully it's like 3 or 4 years as well. Because I think he's 21, is he? 21?
Yeah, 21.
But he looks like, not Van Dijk now, but he looks like he could potentially be that kind. He just seems so calm on the ball, and that's what I associate Van Dijk with anyway, being calm. His quality as well. It's just, the size of him, but the sheer size. I didn't realize like how tall he was, and how bulky he was until actually. I think I seen a picture of him next to Cedric, which was quite funny actually. I'll try and find that and share it on the screen next time. But yeah, he's quite built. But Gabriel as well, he's a top defender. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. I think, did we pay like 18 million we paid for Gabriel? Might have been a bit more than that.
20 or 30, I believe, but I can't remember. I think United were interested in it at the same time as well.
It was 27, I think.
27.
Yeah.
Which is still, I think, very good.
Well, he's only young as well.
Conclude, he's 23, 24.
Yeah.
We can conclude, I think, now that we trust the recruitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
If Arteta wanted to bring in somebody from the Championship tomorrow, I wouldn't question it.
No.
He obviously watches them over a long period of time.
Our scouting network's good now. Yeah. We're starting to right the wrongs.
I still feel like Gabby, Martinelli, where they found him from, and how they found him and snapped him up.
Well, it could be like Marquinhos as well.
Yeah, hopefully. But obviously they've got contacts, and Eddie obviously got that Brazilian link, and we're seeing that in the club as well. Neymar will probably come along in January as well. We'll get him.
Wouldn't want him. I'd send him back.
You and me both.
No, I wouldn't. I think Martinelli's obviously comfortable where he is. But yeah, just like bringing in these players in is just, if we're going to go out and we're going to get players, we're thinking like, top players, and they don't always work out. You look at not City, because everybody seems to work out there, but United seem to spend a lot of money on these big names, and then they don't end up doing a lot. And then for what one player cost, we've got 5 starting players that are only their value is only gonna go up. But I'm not really bothered about the value. It's more obviously us retaining them and the value that they add to us. But it is exciting. It's exciting to watch them play, and we're obviously going to go on this journey with them. But I do feel confident as well for this season.
For this season and beyond, yeah.
Yeah. Just get this season out of the way first. I don't think you can even think about next season. It's just
hey, take it one game at a time, as we always say. Roll on Fulham on Saturday.
Yeah,
we'll go from there.
It's going to be a roller coaster. So
wise words.
Let's because I'm in London. I'm staying over. Obviously, I'm not from London. I'm staying over in London this weekend. Probably going to be at the pub with Paul, and also happy birthday for Paul for Sunday. But I will say that in person when I see you.
Thank you very much.
If I haven't forgotten by then, it's obviously got goldfish brain. But yeah, we'll probably do a pod next week. But just go for predictions for the weekend's game. So Southampton, United. What we're going for?
2-1 United.
Are you going to write these down and score them?
Yeah, go on then. Give me 2 minutes to do it. So, Paul, what are you going with?
2-1 Southampton.
2-1. Okay. What about you, Ben?
2-1 United.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Oh, 3 different results.
And then we've got Brentford at home to Everton.
3-0 Brentford.
2-0 Brentford.
2-0. I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1 Brentford.
Everton are crap. It's weird to say on that one.
They are.
Brighton and Leeds.
Oh. 1-1.
1-1 for me as well.
I'm going to edge towards Leeds just because they played some good football. So, yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 Leeds. And then we've got Chelsea at home to Leicester.
2-0 Chelsea.
Oh, 2-1 or 3-1. 2-1 or 3-1. 2-1 Chelsea.
I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea. Hopefully, Leicester win. I wouldn't mind that, but I've got to 3-0 Chelsea. Actually, this just reminded me, I'm in a syndicate thing for football, and I haven't actually submitted my scores to the manager yet, so I'm going to do that after. Probably see scores. Liverpool at home to Bournemouth.
4-1 Liverpool.
4-1. Ooh. 2-0 Liverpool for me.
I'm going to go... I'm going to go 2-0 as well. Actually, no, I'm going to go 2-1. City at home to Palace.
2-0 City.
1-0.
Oh.
That's probably more with my heart than my head, but Come on, Vieira.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Palace.
Oh,
I am gonna go 2-1 Palace because I think even though it's City, I think Palace have been really good. And I think they're
Zaha
gonna
breaks
go
before he
there.
joins us.
They're gonna go. They're fearless. They're gonna take the game to them, and I think City will probably be nervous. They'll probably feel nervous after the result the other day. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a Palace win, and we'll increase that gap at the top. Which brings me to Arsenal and Fulham.
4-0 Fulham.
get out.
He's banned. He's not coming back next week. That's it.
3-0 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal for me.
I'm gonna go 2-0 because I think it's gonna be a difficult game, but I think 2-0. That's comfortable enough. And then we've got Villa at home against West Ham.
West Ham have just played away in Denmark, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So 2-1 Villa.
2-2.
I'm gonna go 2-1 as well because Villa played the other day in the cup and they looked all right. Things looked good. Wolves against Newcastle. Wolves are at home.
Cool, that's a tight one to call, isn't it? Don't know what Wolves are going to turn up, do you? 1-0 Wolves. I think Wilson's out injured.
Yeah, they've just signed, or they're about to sign that Alexander Isak or whatever his name is, Newcastle.
Fairly sure they have to get that done by midday tomorrow for him to play.
Yeah. Otherwise, they'll be starting with Chris Wood. So.
I think 1-0 Wolves.
Yeah, 1-1 for me.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna go 0-0. Which are probably stupid, but I'm still gonna go for it anyway.
Nah, Wolves don't score many, but they don't concede many either.
Boring games.
I mean, we only won 1-0 at Molineux when we played them.
Yeah.
But I think we played well, but I don't think we played as good as we do. But like I say, Wolves are defensive, a very, very defensive team. So yeah, 0-0. Not every game's going to have goals. Is it Forest and Tottenham? Forest at home.
It's not as easy as I think they'll think it is, Tottenham, but 2-1 to Spurs. I'm just going to go and have a shower and wash that off as well.
I was going to say, am I banned if I say 2-0 Tottenham? Because I just think 2-0 Tottenham.
That's it. You're not back next. I'm going to go 1-1 because I'll never, even if it means winning $1 million, I will never vote for Tottenham winning ever. And that's it. That's all the games until midweek. So what I'll do is obviously I'm staying over this weekend. So if you guys are available, probably Monday.